Like people don't understand, like you go in a studio, you don't just go around the mic and just sing what comes to your head and when it hit you can't go your business. No, you have to pen the lyrics, look at the lyrics, register your lyrics. There's things that you can do to actually, become better at what you do.
So Kumar, let me ask you a question because you talk about the business. I mean, people hear about, Grammy nomination and them say, why? Raging Fyah reach. Tell me something. From Milk River to today, how much show you guys have done in the last year?
Like a lot, probably 100.
So I'm saying 100. You just came on. Earlier this year you did a tour of the US, right? How many countries? How many cities?
Well,
in 2 months.
In 2 months, I think we went to the only state that we probably didn't go to. I can't remember. Hawaii, yeah, probably, and that's just off island or Alaska. But like we went to probably every state, and the last two with Stick Figure. So big up Stick Figure, which is a California reggae band. He's originally from Boston, and people label it white. But guess what? We don't see color in reggae music because guess what? These guys have opened their doors to us, and they have worked for their market. So it's not like it's not like a reggae band from Jamaica come and actually tour the US on their own. You know what I mean? There's bands from California like Revolution, Stick Figure, Tribal Seed, Slightly Stupid, Tomorrow's Bad Seed. There's so many bands that we have been hearing about from this California scene and the California Roots Festival.
And their roots reggae.
So it's happening in the United States,
But the next question, and like I said, once again, people just think, right, it's like all about the glory.
In the reach.
But the other question is, so you've been to maybe 100 cities and 100 performers, right? What's the smallest crowd you perform for?
The smallest crowd?
10 people, right?
Yeah, like in the US here?
Yeah.
In the United States? Well, with all due respect, I think the smallest venue we played was our Milk River show.
Milk River.
And that was Raging Fyah live. No, it's true.
That's right.
That's true. And it's a start. And now we're coming back in January with Tribal Seeds, and we're going to play Irving Plaza.
Right.
Irving Plaza is not just 10 people. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when it's growing, and then we've played venues with Stick Figure like the Fillmore in San Francisco, which is an iconic venue where Led Zeppelin and those big rock bands played back in the 70s
So now you're
and
playing
60s.
theaters.
So you're playing with those people, and it's really good for us to get that platform because on our own we'll still be playing to 5, 10, 15, 20 for the next 4 or 5 years until we get to the level where our revolution is.
Other listeners, that's not your regular.
And really that question as we talk about the journey to getting a nomination as you have been, is really that message, and the reason I brought that up is all those young people back in Jamaica at Edna Manley School that you are now mentoring and they see you as the future. They know that, because let's face it, somebody I think earlier also said that this is not, it's happened really quick, it's a year. But it's not really been quick because how long has it been for Raging Fyah?
It's not quick.
10 years,
10
right?
years, like we've been around 10 years, and since the first album, 2011, it's 5 years. You know what I mean? Since we released an album, it's been 5 years. And it's not as easy as people make it seem. It's a lot of sacrifice because we tour, last tour we were on we were in a little van. We sit up like this for 18 hours and you drive, and you're miserably uncomfortable, you miss your wife, you miss your kids, you want to go home, but guess what? You're like, no. It's a sacrifice, and we enjoy doing it. Not that we want to tour in a little van forever, but we know it's not forever in terms of doing that. But you have to cut costs, you have to work with the budget that's available, because if you don't have an investor and you're investing your own money, you know what I mean? All these things you have to think about because it's not just fun, it's a business,
It's a business.
And speaking from a band perspective for the bands who are looking to Raging Fyah, I'd like to add to, even if we reach a point where we have the big bus and everything, if it comes to a point where we have to go back to a small bus to do another, to break in another market, we're willing to do it. So it's a journey which takes time and another sacrifice, even when the glory is there.
Well, and the reason I led to that whole line of conversation is really because, Jamaica, we're just so used to the big festival. Everybody wants to be on Sumfest, everybody wants to be on Sunsplash, everybody wants to be on this festival and that festival. And maybe you play 5, 6 festivals for the year. You guys have done 100 shows for a year.
And guess what?
To get to a
you don't know.
nomination.
not to cut it, but you don't know your true worth if all you play is festivals.
Right.
If all you're gonna do is play on festivals that there's 50 artists on the show, and so therefore there's 50 people who are dividing this 10,000 people a month. So therefore you don't know who's there to see you. You know, people are there just to see music and they're gonna clap for you. But the moment you go on a tour and you realize that you're playing venues and you started at 200 in a venue for the first year, the second year I don't expect us to be playing. Like when we went to Europe 2011, the first the club venues that we were playing in Europe, we saw like 100 people, sometimes 0. And then like the last tour we did in Europe, we saw 800 to 1,000 people. Sold out venues in Italy, different places. In London, Jazz Cafe was sold out. So it's like, and that's because of the work that was put in the years before. It's not just overnight, you know.
Let me take some questions. I think.
I just want to say, thank you for the explanation, but there's one component that you left out. From the minute I saw you guys at Milk River, I knew that you were going to be carrying the standard because your music was tight. I could see it then that you were professional and you have respect for each other. I would observe these things. So for me to hear that you get a Grammy nomination, I already know who I'm rooting for. Unfortunately, I don't know that you're going to get it, but let's put it out there. Raging Fyah is going to get the Grammy.
Yeah. And let me keep on that whole line of conversation because, you know, they've already won.
I think so.
I mean, they've won the nomination, but they've won for Raging Fyah, the brand.
Yes.
They have won for Edna Manley School, the brand, which then in extension has won for Jamaica and the roots of the reggae music. And that's the reality. So we consider them winners already. I mean, the trophy will only just top it off.
How do you, sorry, very quickly, how do you get Jamaica as invested in you as everyone outside Jamaica is?
Well, we've been trying, like through the initiative of having events. So basically, 2010 we started a live event, Wiki Waki Live.
Okay.
So that's our event. That's how people knew about Raging Fyah. Yeah, Bull Bay at Wiki Waki. So it's like
at the beach, right?
At the
Right,
beach,
on
on the
the
beach.
beach.
So it's
Yeah,
the only
Wiki Waki,
event in Jamaica
yeah.
on the beach, and we started like playing live music on the beach with a bonfire because we're Raging Fyah. So we decided to add the element of having a fire there. So every time Raging Fyah touched the stage, we light a big fire. And it's like people would say, "What Raging Fyah play now?" You know, on the stage. Yeah, it's like yeah, we're burning down the place. So because of that, like we tried having, you know, the events in Jamaica, but we still didn't see major success in terms of Jamaican people because after Germany tuned in on the live stream that we were doing from Wiki Waki, we saw more foreigners coming to the events, you know, than local people, and we would still promote the Jamaican people. We tried teaming up with like Kingston Music Week and TVG and these people to have, you know, the event being more popular and Raging Fyah and roots music bands, because when you think about the revival that was, you know, born a few years ago, Chronix's first performance was on Wiki Waki, on our stage. Like he wasn't even Chronix, he was Jamar. You know? You know what I mean? And when you think so, it's like that's where it started for a lot of them, you know, Janine, all of them, Kabaka, everybody, we all teamed up at that point to actually get our voices heard because nobody else would put us on an event. You know, so we created that platform to get Jamaicans interested. But in the last year when we did Wiki Waki Music Festival, 2 days, because it has been growing, we saw 3,000 people in total over the course of 2 days, and majority, like 50%, when the tourist board came on board last year and they did their survey, they called me this year to say, yo, yeah, we're coming on board again because it's a good look, because it's foreigners coming in. The Jamaican people, they prefer to go to Chugit or, you know, and that's simply, and I think, you know, with the help of, as him say, supporting culture and having the media more involved in terms of pushing roots and culture, because you can't blame people for what they don't hear. So I won't complain and say Jamaican people don't support or love Raging Fyah, but if they're not hearing it, then they have no choice. You can't say, you know.
And that is right, and that is why we talk about, well, like the people that are here, we talk about the diaspora, you know, not just Jamaica. You talk about the Jamaican diaspora, you talk about the Caribbean diaspora, and then even the greater black diaspora, because very simply, you know, the African diaspora. I mean, you guys have toured Africa, yeah?
No, we've never been to Africa, but the calls are coming in, you know, and especially since the Grammy. My brother, you know, you get it's a good look. Yeah, it's a good look. It's a good look.
Anybody else have a question? Yes, Mitchell.
Now, I hear that you're from Kingston? All of you from Kingston?
No.
So where are you guys from? Because I don't know a lot about where you're from.
This is interesting. We're all from different parts of Jamaica.
Okay.
Yeah, so my roots is from Manchester.
What?
Kumar is from St. Elizabeth. Anthony is from Montego Bay. Cortland White Roots is from Trelawney pretty much. Delra Hamilton is from Guys in St. Mary.
Representing Jamaica.
Yeah, we have Jamaica.
So how did y'all get together?
Edna Manley was
At
there.
school.
Yeah, was that.
At school, that was the method mesh.
Yeah,
No, another thing, 10 years. Who is keeping this band together? Because I know it's difficult for musicians to stick together.
It's the music. I believe, personally, I believe it's the music. You know, the music, the message in the music helps to keep us humble. You know, and we know the purpose of what we're doing. And once you have a cause, you'll have a purpose, and it will keep you together.
Now you're writing a lot of music, you said.
Yeah.
Are you writing as well?
Yeah,
All of you
like we write together, and I think that's the factor that's the glue, because I never get tired of being around them. So every day for the last 10 years, we link up every single day. So it's like you're sitting around and we sit down and you find that, all right, them are walking and they must say, yo, Jano, splash! I would say, yo, dash water. I just say some little stuff and it turn into a song.
Just like,
and then it became, you know, and that's how it has been for us. And then
That means you don't necessarily need a special place.
no,
But the music
man.
is just coming
No,
from
man.
all.
Let me tell you, the music sometimes it's right above our heads. Like sometimes
Like a
you
halo.
can just pick it out in style like that. Upside down, front, you know, like you just pick the songs out the ear because they're here.
Now that you've got a nod, you got a Grammy nod. That's big. What are some of your other goals? Because I don't think that was your goal. That
Well,
just happened, right?
Yeah, that happened. That was a
Right.
pleasant surprise. But I think the goal is to actually, like our motto. Like 5 years ago, we had a band meeting. You know, when we decided that we're going to release a record, Judgment Day, we decided to set goals because it's like we have to have a plan. So we sat down, we made goals, and those goals never included money at all, like or a Grammy. The goals included producing wholesome music that the entire family could listen to. So basically, you're trying to make music for everybody rather than to be labeled as a certain era. So you're gonna make songs that kids can't listen to. You're gonna make songs that older people don't find attractive. So we decided to bridge that gap in terms of just making music for everybody. So and we surprised ourselves in terms of the response that we've been getting for the last 5 years, because most of this Grammy nomination stuff now, we're looking 10 years down the line, and it's been 5 or 6 years. So it's like now we have to go back to the drawing board and actually make 5 more years of plan. And I think those, the future 5 years for me includes education, because I love education. My mom is a teacher, his mom is a teacher, Pele's mom is a teacher. Like all our parents are teachers.
So, Edna School, Manley School of Music, majoring in?
Well, I studied popular music studies, jazz and pop.
I'm the same. I studied
Jazz and popular music studies. Yeah,
Anybody else did anything?
That's all. Everybody, we all did jazz and popular
Jazz and
music
popular.
studies. Yeah,
So
with
this
a
is why
degree.
you all have this sound.
No.
Yes.
Before we move into a little impromptu performance. So there's now, then the Grammy is in February, and then you guys are hitting the road again. When you hit it, you're going on for Christmas, right? You're going on for Christmas.
And then we hit the road.
Where's the
January.
show? Where's the show at Christmas? None?
No, because Wiki Waki was supposed to happen this December, but because of sponsorships and all of that stuff, like
So you
we
need a
decided not
show?
to do it. Yeah, we need a show locally in Jamaica. We're
Between the
trying.
25th and 31st.
So like you're gonna be there.
I will be there. I will be there.
And there's
I
lots
usually
of-
try to get Shaggy's thing, but that's another.
Yeah.
But you guys need a show.
But yeah, we need. Well, our plan was to Wiki Waki was our yearly thing in Jamaica, but this year it didn't happen because of, and it was a good thing that it didn't happen, because now it's just we're set up now for a bigger and better 2017 of Wiki Waki Music Festival because
What
of
are
this.
the dates?
Not well. I haven't decided on the dates as yet, because Damian Marley invited us on the
On the
cruise,
cruise.
so that's November. So it's like it's
Oh.
usually around that time, so ending of November into December. But we're gonna make sure to do it for 2017 and have some really interesting acts on our festival as well. So, but for this year, I'm not sure if we're gonna do anything in Jamaica locally, because we start touring. Our bass player Pele lives in Singapore now with his wife and kids, so he's not in Jamaica.
Best
So
airline in
Yeah, so you find that when we finished in Emerald Cup 2 days ago, he just got to Singapore. This morning he messaged me, yo, I landed safely. You know, so he's not there. So really and truly, we're not sure what we're going to be doing locally, but we're starting with Tribal Season January the 24th of January through to March 15, and then we're going on tour to the UK with UB40 and the Wailers.
And we'll on now, from January to March. How much city that?
That's everywhere. We're playing at least 45 shows, I think.
And you know,
That's what, 12 weeks?
You know, once again, if you notice, I'm trying to get this across that these guys, it just didn't happen. And even after this, whether they win it or not, the work goes on, because it's about, now, you know, with the way music is today and streaming and all of that, it's about working the brand. And Raging Fyah is a strong brand, and they're now equal as any band, reggae band out there, on the road, because that's the visibility. And that's why, you know, a lot of times, you said something in another interview earlier, where you said that not because you don't hear us on the radio, doesn't mean we're not working. And I think that's where we now need to connect with the diaspora, with you guys as the messenger, to say, come into this time now. And you know, these guys are out there.
Hear about these guys?
You need to follow them. That's the key. Because they're all over the world, so you listen, they might pass through Jamaica twice for the year in a performance situation. And you will hear one or two songs on the radio, but you now need to, as they call it, AJ, what they call the word, engage. AJ is our digital, AJ is our digital sales manager, and she's always in the meetings talking about engagement. So the message out of tonight is all of the diaspora must go and engage with streaming, with following, with liking, right? Your Facebook right now is how much?
Yeah, well, we have 131,000 people on Facebook.
We need to go to 1 million by Christmas. All right, so so that's the message out of here, that we're going to give Raging Fyah 1 million Facebook likes as a Merry Christmas. If the system can nominate them for a Grammy, we as Jamaicans and the people can rally behind them and give them 1 million Facebook likes by Christmas. And all it takes is share and share and share and share, because we love our people and they're positive, hopeful role models, as you can see, right? So that's the message, you know, because it's hard for what we do. Back in the day, Aaron and I, we talk about it all the time. You can't go down Tower Records and go listen to music. And you go to this record store, and you go to that. That don't happen anymore. So we need, you know, a few. But and then what happens with us?
Run to Jamaica and get the cassette and come up.
And then what happens with us is a certain generation, without dissing anybody, we still listening to stuff from 10 years, 20 years ago. And we love it. Don't get me wrong, we love it. But there's so much good new stuff out there. And I think that's the message that I'm going to ask you guys to bring from this. That you came here today, you met a tremendous group of young Jamaicans, college educated, articulate, well traveled. May I tell you, say, hold on, hold on. Wait. When I realize what happened. Wait. Listen to this one. When I can relate, we have a Jamaican virgin. I live in Singapore. Now, why am I doing Singapore, boss?
You find an Asian girl?
No, his wife is Jamaican, but she studied and she got a teaching job. Yeah, so she's teaching at an institution. You know, so he got married to her and they have a daughter, beautiful daughter there.
So the message here is very strong. It's not only about the Grammy. We have a brand Jamaica, a group that we can all be very proud of, that is all encompassing for everybody.
And Richard, you know, I think, you know, Raging Fyah, you really bring back bands, because from Morgan Heritage, we're the bands.
No.
So you really bringing back that live band thing, and it's well needed.
All right, so you want to do a little, I mean,
Yes.
you know, because you talk, you know, and guess what? We're not dealing with no tracks.
All right. I was going to say that. Everything is
You see, listen, you're not performing, so let me remove myself here. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome at the VP Acoustic Thursdays.
Splash, well.
The VP